Hello out there, radio world. Well, a little bad news for a friend today. I looked at his Texas Star. Thought I might get lucky and be able to fix it for him, but I don't know a whole lot about Texas Stars. This little resistor here in the back was burned up next to this disc capacitor. I talked to Mr. BBI today on the phone, and he said that due to an imbalance or hooking it up backwards, but I'm sure it wasn't because he's got a let's see here. Oh, I have it tucked in this little loop. I have everything protected from getting shorted. But anyway, move my can of disinfectant spray. I even spray amplifiers before I work on them. That virus thing's got everybody tripping. But anyway, that little resistor was popped, so I thought I might get lucky and just be able to replace that. It's a 1.8 ohm half watt resistor, and I happen to have one on an old Texas Star frame out here. Replaced it, still no output. I talked to BBI. He said that he went he said usually when that goes, the transistors pop. Now there's no 10 ohms that are blown. That's usually your telltale signs. If the resistor is blown, it'll pop those little resistors. Not the case. He said that more than likely what happens is this shunts it down to the bias voltage. Once this blows, it grows directly 12 volts or whatever voltage you're running your amp on directly to the transistors. Instead of the low voltage, it hits it with the high voltage with no transmit. It just runs at 12 at that point. 0.7 is its idle voltage. And at that point, there was no idle voltage. It was balls to the wall. And he said more than likely they popped. Well, due to being Texas Star and the cost of these Toshiba pills, my friend is optioned out on trying to have it repaired. It'd be a good little amp for somebody if they're familiar with Texas Star. They can leave me a text and I will get a hold of him if you would like to purchase it from him because you're down with it and you know all about these and it might be a good project for you. It's got some cool little fans in it that do work and they're on a switch. But yeah, to be honest with you, it's basically dead in the water. He got the amp at a really good price and he got a lot of use out of it. But I was really hoping that I could get it going for him, and by golly, I mean, there's a lot of good parts in here. Even if the transistors are blowed, he could always, if this was a C class and didn't have biasing, I could pop some HGs in there, change the winding here from a 3 to a 2 or either a 4, depending on which direction I got to go. And it would tighten it right back up. Maybe have to change the balancing capacitor that for your reflect and your tune, that little disc capacitor, because there is your combiner for the output circuit. And it's just a bummer. I mean, I know it's hell when something goes down in your system. You want to get it fixed, and you think, oh, I was thinking, oh, good, it's just a resistor. I can get this fixed for him. By golly, I waited and waited, and I called him, and bam, he answered the phone, and we got her diagnosed. So, I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but I'm going to keep that resistor in there because if somebody wants to repair this, they just put 4 pills in it, fire it up. If she takes off, you won't have to change anything else. Hopefully, it's even got mirror boards in it, which is cool. I don't usually see mirror boards in there. Texas Star, I was afraid when I opened this up it would be DEIs. But these are actually the real Toshiba. They're real Toshibas. They are a rare beast anymore. And they're all match sets, and they're original. They've never been changed. They look like they've been in there from the factory. But, it's just aggravating, man. I really, really, really hope that, this bad boy, watch where my phone's aiming. I really, really wish this bad boy would take off and jump for him, but at least he has options now. It could be a trade-in for a new amp, or it could be stripped down, because all these components are good to be used in a different style amplifier. It's been ruggedized. It's got the heavy duty resistors. That's the way I like to do it. I like to ruggedize everything. But you know, it is what it is, I reckon. Amps are amps. They go and they come. But anyhow, Mr. GT, sorry about the bad news. I will get with you and return this, and you can decide on what direction you want to go. But I would say for what you paid for it, you did get the life out of it. So that's one nice thing, at least. It wasn't a week and it blew up or something. You've been using it for a while, but doggone it. But yeah, all these transformers and everything, and most of the caps and relays and everything can be utilized in another aspect on another amp if somebody was building and wanted to build something. But it's a little beyond my skill set. I could replace this stuff, but I would hate for him to spend the money on Toshibas or HGs, put it all back together, and find out that something under here somewhere that you can't see is the reason that failed. You know, I would hate to do all that repair stuff and then find out that there's a reason for that to fail. It fails again and blows the transistors again. So you'd be throwing, $200 a pop. Just might as well burn your money like cigarettes with them. But I just wanted to make this finalization video and wish him the best of luck. And I'm sorry I couldn't get it going for you, but I only work what's within my skill set. I wish I had a bunch of tubes in here right now. I could fiddle with it, but Texas Stars aren't my bread and butter. Doggone it, though. Alright, well, peace. God bless y'all, and I hope you got some kind of information out of this that can be used. Like I said again, shame I can't get it going for you, but doggone it. Things happen. I've got some around here myself. I got a Texas Star almost like this, sitting in there that I don't understand the biasing circuit on, and I'm not going to fiddle with it until I wrap my knowledge around the problem. I don't just dive in and be like, oh, well, let's change this and do that over here. And no. Buy the specs, or it ends up being a wreck. But I'm going to peep it out one more time real good. I might do some voltage checks on the legs. Let's see, base, emitter, collector. And see what kind of voltage. If I got 12 volts present on here, then I know there's something else has gone, because this should have shunted down to 0.07 volts. If this is working properly now, and the voltage is 1.7 on this leg to ground, then more than likely, if you put transistors in it, she'd fire right back up. But it's $860 for 4 of these. Very expensive now. I remember when I used to be able to get them for $26 a piece. Now they're $220 a piece. Ridiculous. But when places go out of business, supply and demand judges the price. The supply is low, the demand's high, through the ceiling. Alright, well, peace. And y'all have a good day. Be old weed killer. And the Buckeye. Have a great weekend.